the Twitter people.
So Dave M says, I'm guessing the AMC must be getting tons of why the fuck are you letting Chris Hardwick ruin all the new episodes of Walking Dead during the commercial breaks, because they got out of the way super early this episode. Even still, he sucks and his stupidity is infuriating and insulting to the vast intelligence of viewers like myself, and you guys a bald move. I don't think the campaign against the Talking Dead's host would be out of line. Well, I'll tell you what, Chris Hardwick's got his defenders because they left us 1-star reviews on iTunes.
Did they?
Yeah, saying, we suck and Chris Hardwick rules. So.
Look, I never said anything bad about Chris Hardwick. He just yelled at the screen a lot.
Yeah, I think that's a problem I've got. Like, that's objectively bad.
Yeah.
When you come out of a down-tempo, emotional scene with, hey, Maggie just sliced up Lori's belly. Sliced the belly, hashtag on Twitter. I mean, like, that's just, come on now.
And I even said in our last episode, he doesn't know where his promos are going.
No.
So it's not like he's doing it on purpose.
No, and I think, people said that he's gotten feedback that's annoying, and he has toned
it down a lot.
Way down.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
He's specifically talking about ruining the episode by spoiling it with hashtags. Like, Lori's in labor or whatever, right?
I don't know.
Well, you've got the email there in front of you, don't you?
I don't think this is this email, but
oh, all right.
No, I don't got nothing. I got nothing. I got nothing against Chris Hardwick.
Yeah, same here.
I don't.
But that David Chin bastard.
That David Chin bastard. No, I enjoy some of his Nerdist work. I don't enjoy it all, but when he's got a good guest, he delivers the goods. So
yeah.
And I wish I had his job, honestly.
Sure.
We would fucking rule The Talking Dead.
I would be terrible at stand-up comedy, though.
No, I couldn't do stand-up comedy, but we do a good job on Talking Dead. And man, if we got I would love it's like be a nationally televised.
No, we'd get kicked off
Frost
the air immediately.
Nixon.
I know.
No, dude, ratings would be through the roof. You don't think people would love to see like an adversarial take on some of that stuff?
That 1 week while we could get guests, yes, it would be through the roof.
Then it would just be this would be us talking like the way God intended. So fuck those people. We don't need Dave Navarro or whatever hell his name is.
You know how they
Kevin Smith.
How they occasionally have those like busts of the people who have died on the series.
Yeah,
like they had the T-Dog one, and they had Sophia coming out of the door there.
We
could get a bust of Glenn Mazzara and just ridicule it the entire time.
No, we need guests. We get the viewers. Screw celebrities, man. We get Dave M and the captain and everybody else on here.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway. He said it was good to see the governor's daughter appear. I got to watch this because I'm not sure how well you did.
Terribly.
I'm gonna avoid because you liberally sprinkled some spoiler feedback through here.
I actually put extra spoilers in.
Anyway, that's Dave. And what's that? No, I want to skip that too because it's spoilery. Cynthia B has some explosive political takes on this week's episode.
Okay.
Says, like Mitt Romney, who ceded women to his opponent, The Walking Dead has ceded women viewers to The Good Wife. All right. I don't know, man. Have you seen The Good Wife?
No.
I guess it's women viewers, so she's not really talking to us.
No.
Ladies, listen up. Cynthia wants to say something. The show caters to all the fanboys who have that love to hate them some girls. Evidence, you ask? Look at how people hate on Carol. She's whiny, needy, etc. Now look at Lori. They wrote her in a way that fanboys were preordained to hate. She's a tramp who pays with her life. She's pushy and opinionated with the group, and both of the women commit the ultimate sin. They're bad mothers who don't watch out for their children. Not sure you're really assembling a battery of evidence that we're not supposed to not... I mean...
No, that's what she's saying.
She's saying they're designed to be hated.
Yes.
Okay. I'll get that. I don't think the writers would cop to it, but I agree with it. Mm-hmm. They also, as Kanye West would say, hate black people. They didn't give T-Dog more than 2 sentences to speak at a time. They kill him off. So the new black guy, whose name I haven't bothered to learn since they won't give him much to do either, better not get used to the paycheck. As soon as, or if, they bring back Morgan Jones from Season 1, the new black guy will be out of there. And as for Michonne, they don't do much with her either. It's tiresome to just see her sulk around, all scowly. Since she's a twofer, female and black, I don't have high expectations for what they do with her character.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
It's the Walking Dead kryptonite, a black female character.
That's right. They have no idea what to do.
Yeah. But how can you be whiny without any lines?
That's true. She'll have like a Wile E. Coyote title cards.
There you go.
No, I have high hopes for Michonne. They'll be a lot of nerd outrage if they can't figure out something to do with her character.
As far as we know, she just walked off the show, though. She walked out that gate. She could be gone forever.
Well, you're right. We'll never see her again.
Probably not.
But I have a hard time arguing with you there. We've spilt a lot of digital bits talking about how unhappy we are with the way they handle the female characters. Even Andrea, who I kind of am currently still enjoying. I started enjoying her about the midway through season 2. She took a rough road. I mean, almost killing Daryl and just kind of,
Yeah.
hitching up to the Shane wagon and now the governor wagon. They're baiting us. They're wanting us to go back to hating her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't do it.
I don't know. It's not that hard. Like, isn't it justified we always praise for having good female characters?
Yes.
Like, I at least never feel like that Raylan's girlfriend / ex-wife is a bitch.
Yeah.
Most of his girlfriends, like, Ava is solid gold. I mean, they really know how to do girls right.
Agreed.
That sounded a lot dirtier than I meant it to be. Michael M. says, "Hey guys, I like this episode of Walking Dead. I'm giving it 8 out of 10. I have one take. The slashes in the governor's notebook and Rick hearing the phone ring and baby crying are the same thing. Evidence of 2 leaders separate but equally powerful insanity." Ooh.
Nice.
The story has positioned them for a confrontation. They are fairly equal leaders in leadership ability, strength, ingenuity, and now insanity. That's not a bad take.
I gotta say, the governor contains his a lot better.
Well,
he's able to put up a better front.
Rick
for
doesn't
sure.
have the head full or the tank full of heads that he can chill out to at night.
Yeah.
So,
True.
Django says, "Shouldn't the FX team emphasize more that these walking corpses should smell like the most horrific shit ever? Everyone gets within inches of something that would smell worse than roadkill without the slightest discomfort."
Yeah. I
will
his
say
daughter
this.
can't smell very good.
So I coincidentally have family down one of my branches in Mobile, Alabama, and they own a dairy farm. And back in the summers of my youth, my family would take me down there for like a week or 2 at a time to stay there and visit. And the first day, I was like, "Oh my God, I can't get away from the cow shit. It's in my mouth. It's up my nose. My hair smells like it." Day 3 or 4, couldn't even smell it.
Wow.
It's like I think you adapt to some of that stuff. Maybe that's why no one notices the governor's daughter. They're surrounded by stinking walker bodies all the time.
Could be.
Rachel S. says, "I'm sure I'm not the first to point this out, but the ringing phone has a... Oh, Jim, you're trying to fuck me. You're trying to fuck me. I'm driving through...
Why'd you try to fuck him like what?
I'm driving through a spoiler minefield. Let's see. Let's try this. So we're going to skip down a bit, Rachel. They dug 3 graves. T-Dog, who gets fleshed out as a character after he dies. Quote-unquote Lori and Carol? What the fuck is going on with Carol? I'm having a hard time believing that her scarf is justifiable evidence to support that she's dead, and if she's alive, she goes right back to their cell block camp to meet back up. No way she leaves the grounds. She can't be lost or kidnapped. It seems like unnecessary drama suspense in light of everything else going on. Totally agree. I feel like this is pretty weak sauce. Like, no one buys that Carol's dead.
No, nobody.
And I get that the survivors would, because I beg to differ, Rachel. If I'm in a zombie apocalypse and there's like a blood-stained, half-eaten corpse and a scrap of clothes, I'm probably going to assume that she died.
Yep.
Especially when apparently zombies have this miraculous Hoover ability to just
inhale
a survivor's body.
My problem with it is that they have not learned a goddamn thing from Andrew.
Yep.
Nothing. They think, oh, Andrew's dead. He comes back and he fucks with him and he gets everybody
so
killed.
Carol's going to fuck with him now.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they didn't learn that if you don't see them die, they're not dead. Like they saw T-Dog. All right, he's dead. But they learned nothing from Andrew. Nothing.
All right. Michael J. says, "It's nice to see Glenn finally getting some FaceTime. I feel Glenn's character has been swept under the rug to make room for a lot of BS from Season 2. He was reduced to nothing more than an awkward boyish crush or merely an extra pair of hands when a task needed to be done. Don't forget Walker Bait.
Yeah.
One of the most valuable member crew, Walker Bait. This season, we've seen him, his kick-ass zombie killing skills, although I doubt he'll ever reach Daryl badass status. Well, and who can?
No one.
Especially now that he's rocking babies asleep in one arm and slicing them with the other.
All while wearing a poncho.
While he's cooking a possum with his foot. There's no way you can do that. In rewatching Season 1, I love the way Glenn's character was introduced. A la voicing the tank guy, calling out Rick for being a dumbass. In Guts, Glenn's demonstrated his leadership and strategical skills as he helped the original group escape. Back then, Glenn had an edge to him that was lost sometime after department store. In past seasons, I would have liked to seen Rick or the others refer to Glenn more in a strategic sense, cementing him as the crucial brains of the group. I fear the neglect in Glenn's character development makes him more expendable to the writers. I hope they do more with Glenn in the future. Our thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think Glenn certainly didn't blossom into the brains of the group like we thought he was going to.
Yeah.
Back in season 1, we were thinking, oh, this guy's got some serious planning skills, some serious strategic skills. We don't see any of that now.
No.
They haven't shown it to us.
I will say that I agree that Glenn's one of the characters that I give a shit about. Like, there's not many. I've got like a handful now. Maggie, Glenn, Rick, Carl, Herschel. Daryl. Andrea. But there's not a lot of other characters. I mean, Michonne I want to, but basically based on reputation at this point. I need her to show me some more in the next few episodes. But... so Glenn, I'm huge fan of Glenn. I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think you have to worry about him.
Yeah.
I think his character shields are strong as well.
All right.
Thomas G says, I know you guys heavily criticize Rick for his reaction to Lori's death while celebrating her death proper. Just want to offer a few tidbits on that. I think with all the strife between Rick and Lori, there were still some good things that they could have explored between their characters, but the writers killed her off early because they didn't know where to go with her. And I vast prefer her being killed off to them just, riffing with the Lori instrument. I did not want to see any more riffing.
Yeah, that was like a riff on a bagpipe.
He offers the following analysis on Andrew Lincoln. Rick does love Lori, but it's buried so deeply behind all the pain of the last 9 or 10 months that he doesn't even know how to begin to address it.
Not anymore.
His anguish
to the surface
is genuine because it's a shocking realization that he will never be able to resolve the issues between he and Lori. Even in the zombie apocalypse, Rick, like many people, fell victim to the belief that there was always enough time. How much the way a family member who loses a loved one while they are in an argument agonizes over what was left unsaid. It's easier to tell Carol that there's going to be a death and there's no more time for kid stuff than it is to actually believe it yourself.
Nice.
He also completely agrees that Rick was not there for Carl when his son needed him most. While it may not be what we think Rick should do, it's going to make for an interesting dynamic with Carl going forward. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Now, will they take it there?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to be really irritated that everyone assumes Carol is dead and no one is going to look for her. One abandoned do-rag does not a dead survivor make. I agree. Because did we waste all of our willingness to look for people on Sophia last season? Did you notice that,
saw how that turned out?
Daryl lingered on the handprint that said Sophie?
Oh, is that what he was looking at?
That was a nice little callback. I like that.
Yeah, I didn't pick that
Damn
one
that low-def TV.
I know, man.
On a lighter note, I'm also glad to see that Andrea and Michonne split the sheets. What?
Split the sheets?
Yeah. This is what I hoped for in previous feedback.
DVD deleted scenes.
Hopefully Michonne will swiftly find her way to the prison. It's nice to see her have a smile on her face, even if it was only generated by a game of whack-a-mole with the zombies, which was awesome. All right. Hugs and kisses from Fletch here. Thomas G. Lori C. says, I was rehashing the latest episode of Walking Dead, say the word over and over in my head. It was so twisted. Yeah. I was pondering if the writers will have Carol turn into a zombie and then Daryl will have to put her down. That'd be so cruel and perverse. But then I started thinking that it'd be awesome if Daryl hooks up with Michonne. What do you think?
The combination of badass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. If they were to have a child, that child would be... They would have to name it Ass Kicker.
Yes.
They would have to.
They should have an army of light brown ass-kicking babies.
That would be awesome.
Repopulate the Earth from their genetic stock. You could do a lot worse than an Adam and Eve.
Hell
here. Yeah. By the way, there's some people... I want to get your mind prepared for the fact that we have megawatt spoilers in the spoiler section. Yeah. Some people, I feel like they get panic at the last minute, and they're like, "Oh God, what do I do? What do I do?" I keep listening. Just we're still a couple minutes from there. Mm-hmm. Just put in your mind that we've got the good stuff. We got the Kush spoilers coming up, and if they're right, you're going to have the whole fucking episode next week spoiled. So if you want that on your conscience, keep listening after spoiler music. If not, bail. All right. I'm trying to warn you as best as I can.
I'm bailing, so you probably should
it's just
going
to be me.
Yeah.
Kelly J says, Andrea makes me crazy. Last season she was all, I have to be on top of the RV defending this farm. Not slicing... I couldn't keep it up. Not slicing kitchen cucumbers with you women folk because I'm too badass to do domestic chores. And by defending the farm, she, of course, means shooting Daryl. Now, this season, she suddenly wants to live a life of domestic bliss in Woodbury, like zombie apocalypse. What zombie apocalypse? Michonne, you're so dramatic. What's with their samurai sword and scowling? They have ice here. Ice! Hey, Kelly, you can't overestimate the appeal of ice.
Hey, I'm not.
I might flip my script a little bit when someone gives me a ice cool glass of mint julep or whatever the hell they're drinking.
You know what I think made her change her mind? The 8 months of hard Georgia winter. And I say that in jest, but I think that's what did it. I mean, she was out there for 8 months,
right,
starving and scrounging, and now she comes along this utopia.
It is.
I mean,
That's where people,
why would
I don't
she
think
want to
people
leave?
give it enough credit that this is a fucking utopia. Even with the zombie...
This is an oasis.
Even with the WWZ fights going on Fridays, you know? Yeah. It's still pretty good.
Yeah, that 8 months couldn't have been easy for her. I mean, we saw the shape she was in when they found her.
Yeah.
So...
She had to... What did she say? She had to... What did you think she said at first?
I don't remember.
Moving on. Tom P. Big question is who was on the phone? Is it Morgan returning his CB voicemails?
When she got drunk? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Or had the
I
flu,
needed wine.
Whatever. I needed wine. That's it. It's very creepy how the Woodbury scenes almost make you forget what the outside looks like. Indeed. That little girl chasing a dog across the yard and the manicured lawn, I thought it was a total flashback scene. Tyler W. says, I'm not sure what to make of this episode, or make of Rick. He went from sobbing and rolling on the ground to tear-assing with the axe pretty quick. But what bothers me is the whole fugue state trance he entered. When Glenn came in to check him, his reaction was pretty what the fuck worthy. I'm right there with you. But to the point of not, he goes, I understand, but to the point of not speaking to Glenn and in fact reacting violently, it just doesn't sit right with me. The only thing I can think of is that maybe the writers are trying to make some allusion to one of this season's overarching themes, which he feels is the loss of humanity. The governor still seems to still think there is humanity left in his daughter. I can only assume that his experiment, his science dweeb is working on, is some type of cure for the virus. Meanwhile, Rick is losing his humanity as a result of what's happened to this point. Capped off with Lori's death, turning him into a zombie that doesn't talk, is incapable of reason, and responds only with violence. Sepinwall made that point, too, that his groaning and grunting and dead-eyed effect, the only difference between him and zombies was he's using tools at this point. I thought that was pretty solid.
Sure.
Anyway, let's see. Jorge says, hey, fellas, guess what? It's Andrew calling Rick saying, I'm not dead yet, bitches. I still got 7 more lives and a shit ton of dead deer.
Andrew's back next episode.
Also, have you guys seen the webisodes, and will you ever cover them if you have?
I saw the ones they did between seasons 1 and 2.
I saw a few of them.
They were pretty cool.
I don't think we're ever going to sit down and cover them, though.
I doubt it.
Now, I tell you what, if they do some new ones, that would be a cool off-season thing to cover. Like do a 50-minute surprise cast.
Yeah.
A bonsai
Just
cast.
covering an entire series of the web comics.
Mm-hmm.
Or the webisodes.
Or each individual one that comes out. Just do like, hey, 15 minutes, we're spinning up the Watching Dead.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I don't think they're doing them anymore, though.
That's a shame. The first ones were good.
Emmett says, was I the only one who's confused about the distended belly zombie?
No, you weren't.
I didn't understand why Rick went postal on it, but on the Talking Dead, Greg N said that it ate Lori. Are we supposed to infer that zombie ate all of her, including bones, and just left a puddle of blood? Yes, that's literally what we're supposed to infer.
Apparently, yeah.
All right. Sully says, biggest issue I have is once Michonne takes a sword from the governor and puts it to his neck, either he has to kill her or she has to kill him. His vague but sinister character development paints him as a power-mad psycho, so no way can he back down. And he said that as much. He's like, look, we're going to keep this between ourselves because I can't get it out that you're defying me.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Which is all a calculated gamble to get Andrea and what he wants, which looks like it worked out. So I assumed all along they let Andrea and Michonne go to hunt them down and kill them, so I guess that's still on the table. So he thinks they're going to hunt him down and kill him. All right.
Okay.
Issue number 2 is why can't Michonne tell Andrea that A, she sees evidence of the fight between the army and the governor? Do you think that she did? We didn't. Just because we didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
She certainly saw what we know was evidence of it, But the governor explained it away like he always does,
Yeah.
well enough to where she could doubt it.
But more importantly, B, that she read the governor's shining type journal indicating he's lost his mind. Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be a better way to convince Andrea to leave rather than cryptically saying this place isn't what it seems?
Although if I come up to you and I say, look, dude, your best friend has got a journal full of just check marks. Just full of check marks. Do you immediately assume that he's totally crazy?
Well, I'd have to see it in context, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Sure, but she can't take Andrea up there and show her again. What I'm saying is, if she says that, who is Andrea going to think is crazy? Michonne, for jumping to the conclusion that check marks automatically mean you're crazy, even though the guy seems perfectly normal?
Yeah, because just describing the journal is not... I mean, because again,
Yeah.
even looking at the journal, I didn't think it's like, okay, I know you want me to think he's crazy, but this doesn't... I mean... I've got doodles at least that crazy in some of my notebooks, you know,
Sure.
where I'm just like, you know, drawing shapes and shit. And, oh, there's a skull with a snake crawling through its eye. And here's
Yeah.
a gun. And, like, you know, that doesn't mean I'm crazy, does it?
Well, I don't know if
I mean, we've slept together. You made it through the night okay, right?
as far as I know, as far as I remember.
Mark E. Says... And the Funky Bunch says, one thing that went unmentioned with Andrew's subplot. To any comic fan, his survival is kind of telegraphed. The details are way different, but it's a clear pull from the comic with Tyrese getting locked and left for dead in the exercise yard.
I don't know what he's referencing there.
Yeah, that's...
Do you agree with that?
I think it's more the other guy. I can't remember the Dexter plot. It's more of a nod to the Dexter plot. So if all the comic fans are like, yeah, right on. So
Okay.
Moving on. Shay M says, I'm a bit offended by the fact that the writers just want us to assume that Carol is dead. If we're going to assume someone's dead based on articles or personal effects being found, shouldn't we assume Sophia was dead long before she's actually found? It's just a bit annoying. Then we talked about the Greys, we talked about. Oh, now we find out what a great guy T-Dog was. Perfect timing. Agreed. Another interesting point. The girl-to-guy ratio in the town definitely evened out at the fight. My theory is that maybe a lot of the guys are stationed at the walls during the day, and the ones that aren't are maybe sleeping because they have the night shift. Just a thought. Good point.
Yeah, very good point.
All right.
So maybe he's not setting up a people farm.
She says, obviously, she has another nice point here. I think that most watchers are disappointed that we didn't get to see a Merle T-Dog face-off like we talked about last podcast. But I feel like it has been alluded that Daryl and Carol have a little thing going on. And when she makes her unexpected return, unexpected in quotation marks, because she's assuming, like we all are,
that Carol's
she's not
coming
dead.
back. Yeah.
They will become more involved. And then T-Dog, Merle's enemy, will have lost his life saving the woman that his brother cares about? That's an interesting angle. Like,
What?
if Merle starts talking shit about T-Dog, Daryl's like, yeah, well, T-Dog saved my woman's life. And then it turns into a Jerry Springer episode, apparently. I like that. And I also like the idea of, like, I feel like Daryl did care for Carol, but he buried it down, and now that she's dead, if he did care about her, we should see some, too hot for the apocalypse steamy sex scenes between Carol and Daryl.
Yeah.
You like it?
No. I wouldn't like that at all.
All right. That's all we got until the spoilers. And again, we've got some spoiler takes and feedback, but then we've got mega wattage, thermonuclear,
bombastic spoilers.
bombad general spoilers that you guys need to switch off when you hear the music if you don't want to have the entire episode spoiled. Now, we could be wrong. We've been wrong before in Breaking Bad. But this guy hit it out of the park 2 episodes ago, and same source. So if it's all goes down like we think, then you'll have the whole episode spoiled for you. So I'm giving you fair warning. This isn't like hints or like just episode titles or sonata. I'm going to tell you everything that happens.
Scene by scene
It's going to be
breakdown.
a radio play.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the Rick. He's going to do
all
the woman parts, and we're going to have the zombie sound effects. We're going to do it upright.
Sure.
So.
I'll
Actually, that's not true. I don't want to entice people to listen. We're not going to do. We're just going to read.
all of my voices are now dead.
I don't know.
Everyone I've done a voice for has died.
I think you could repurpose Lori for like Carol.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So let's do our outro. Jim and I are part of the Bald Move Network. We have a bunch of shows on TV that we do. We also do the Night's Watch with our co-host Mad Brew. We also host the Personal Arrogance crew out of Seattle. If you like video games, board games, good beer, pop culture, movies, people being funny, you will love the Personal Arrogance podcast. You can get that on baldmove.com as well, or follow all these people on Facebook at facebook.com/baldmove. That's really taken off. Again, we get tons of comments on our live thread watches. Jim is doing live tweets at Twitter at baldmove. If you'd like to send us long form takes, you can do so at watchingdead at baldmove.com. A couple ways you can support us. We always appreciate iTunes reviews. It's the single most important way we promote the cast. And it's amazing.
The only way we promote
it's
the
really,
cast.
Yeah, it's like 90% of our new traffic comes from iTunes. So, and it's amazing what a fresh crop of 30 reviews will do for our iTunes rankings. Because it's not that hard to rise to the top of the what's hot section in TV and film if you guys do your part. And if you haven't given us a review on iTunes yet, we'd appreciate it. Also, you can use our Amazon affiliate link, amazon.baldmove.com. Everything you purchase after going through that link, and if you can't remember, just go to baldmove.com and click on the orange banner at the top. Everything you click on that session, we get a tiny cut of Amazon's profit. So it's not big money, but it's enough when a couple hundred of you guys do it all together that we can pay for our bandwidth bills and make a little extra to pay for our whiskey and hooch that fuels the podcast.
That's swiftly running out.
I'm almost
shocked at how fast it goes.
We're almost through another bottle of J-Dub.
Yeah.
So, so those are the ways you can support us. And as always, tell a friend if you're passionate about the show and you like it, and you got some people at work that you're doing some water cooler work, talk to, or some relatives, mention our podcast, baldmove.com.
Plus, we need money for when you guzzle that fifth. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah, that's going to be a whole extra bottle right there.
It's coming up on Black Friday and Digital Monday. think about how, I'm going to drink a whole fifth of Southern Comfort.
And then all podcasts.
And I'm going to walk around on a beach in a Speedo. That's what I want to do. If Poindexter survives the season.
Sweet.
He's going to need more than duct tape to save him, I tell you that.
Yeah.
That's all I got until we get to the spoilers, which, again, high octane. Switch off anytime now or when the music starts.
Yeah, this thing's over, so you can go ahead and turn it off now.
It's all over but the spoilers. Nothing but spoilers ahead.
All right. Well, that's it for this week. As always, I'm Jim.
And I'm Aaron. See the spoilers.
And we're back at the spoiler section. Go ahead and run the promo for next week.
On the next episode of AMC's The Walking Dead.
We're not supposed to go over the wall.
She ain't running. She's hunting.
I know you want to get away from this.
It's Carol's knob.
Maggie and me were planning on making a run this afternoon.
You don't have to be ashamed about liking the fight. I love it.
For a longer look at the
I don't know if the governor's got her pegged right about liking the fight.
Yeah, I'm not so
He
sure
needs
about
to maybe
that either.
let that whole fight thing die down.
Yeah. Maybe not invite her to the next one. That's what I'm thinking.
You don't have to. You can be honest about liking the bowling ball, Marge. Okay, so we got anything to talk about there? I liked Andrew. Now this could be just a promo cut, but Andrew, the look on Lincoln's face when Herschel. I'm going to use character and real actors' names interchangeably from here on out. Apparently,
Sure.
Look on Rick's face when Herschel says, "I know you want out of this place." Is priceless because he looks at him like it's just ranged. You have no idea what you're talking about, old man. Did you get that, or is that just me?
I honestly don't know.
All right.
Don't know. Rick is still totally crazy. He's talking on that phone, and man, he's psychotic.
So we have Rexter C is going to conflict with our spoilers later on. He says if you pause the very end of the episode 6 promo when Maggie is holding up her gun, you can clearly make out that she's shooting a zombie Carol. It's a woman with a shaved head. Has to be her.
We see the ear here on the screenshot.
The ear? What the hell are you talking?
The ear on the right-hand side there.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna back this train up a little bit, and no, fucking YouTube.
Failure.
YouTube, man, they're being, I have a. Yeah, I don't know. That could be a dude. How is that conclusively a woman's head?
I don't know. I mean,
and how is it a zombie? Maybe she's just like Carol startled her. That doesn't. I mean,
sure. It doesn't have to be.
It's not like all Carol, bloody and blackened and gross looking.
It does look like a Carol head, though, doesn't it?
No, Carol's got
like
longer
Carol's
hair
ears.
now, but she doesn't have a shaved head.
She used to. She used to have a very close cut.
No, she's got like an inch and a half of hair on her on her head now, on her face.
Her face.
The beard gives it away. That's definitely Carol.
Okay, fair enough.
So I don't know if I agree with you there, Rexter. We'll see. Jesse B, here comes the spoilers.
Kaboom! We're dropping spoiler bombs.
Jesse B, thank you so much for delivering the spoiler goods again. Hope you're right, or else we'll have a bunch of egg on our face. But oh well.
Happened before.
Said, following from where episode 5 ended, there's a phone ringing. A woman answers, which is Amy from season 1, on the line, and she tells Rick that she's in a safe place away from the undead. Rick asks where she is exactly. The line goes dead with no answer. There's a call a little later with a man who's Jim from season 1. Not Jim present company, but Jim got bit and started having zombie flashbacks, flash forwards. Rick speaks with him and tells him that he's with a new group and that he has a newborn and his wife is dead. The man inquires the how she died, but Rick does not answer him, and the line goes dead. Later on, Maggie and Glenn go out of their prison to search for more baby food. And yeah, because those 2 cans aren't going to last them very long.
No.
In Woodbury, Andrea and the governor become intimate, and after a short while, they have intercourse.
Kaboom!
Intercourse? What, did this spoiler come from the 19th century? What the hell?
Yeah.
Jolly Victorian sexually repressed England? All right. Merle and some of the governor's crew are sent out to search the forest to retrieve and kill Michonne. Okay. Merle and company find some undead that are arranged in a message. It's a warning to them not to proceed any further. All right, cool. They're going like Game of Thrones, the other style there with the Michonne. I like it. Ignoring Michonne's advice, if you can call arranged corpses advice. Merle and crew search until Michonne is found. They begin to fight, and Michonne takes down 2 of the men while zombies begin to attack. She slices through one of the zombies' stomach. Blood sprays all over. The other zombies...
Essential to the spoilers.
It is, because the zombies that were advancing pass by because the blood masks her and makes them think she's one of them.
Really?
Later, Merle finds Glenn and Maggie where they are scavenging a small town for supplies. He takes Maggie hostage, bastard, forcing Glenn to drive to Woodbury while Michonne spies the scene from nearby. Michonne finds the prison, and when she meets Rick, who has gone outside after having hallucinations of a woman talking to him on the phone, which is his wife, Lori, she tells him that she needs to move on and that he loves him. Well, these spoilers are clearly false, because Lori's last words to Rick were never to remarry again.
Yeah, we heard
no
him.
sex.
Lie on the cast.
So who are you going to believe, Jesse B or your own lying ears? Daryl, worrying about Carol, decides to go looking for her inside the prison. On his way, he finds nothing except the undead. One particular zombie has a knife stuck through his cheek instead of the brain. Oh, that Carol.
Yep.
Daryl assumes that the person who did this had to be Carol because it's her knife, and comes to the realization that she's now weaponless. He grows desperate and is filled with gloom as he begins to think that she is now dead. Falling to the group, exasperated, he laments that he couldn't find her, but he notices a door nearby that someone is attempting to open. Daryl thinks it's a zombie, but upon inspection, the final scene of the episode, he opens the door, and there lies Carol, alive but extremely weak. Merle then informs the governor that he's taken 2 captives. A little bit extra detail. Philip, a.k.a. the governor, offers whiskey to Andrea and then proposes a toast.
Oh, that kind of details.
Andrea accepts the whiskey as the governor inquires as to when she last had such a luxurious drink. She states that the time in which she has had anything as good has been so long she cannot remember.
Oh, boy.
The governor caresses her, and then they kiss. Then they move to the bed for something a bit more intimate.
Some intercourse,
perhaps some intercourse? Would you like a nice hot slice of intercourse? Maggie and Glenn go scavenging for food supplies for the newborn. They put their things in a shopping cart, and as they are moving to depart, they spot someone familiar to their surprise. In fact, it's Merle. who is equally surprised to see Glenn. Merle inquires as to the status of his brother Daryl and where they are staying. Glenn and Maggie hold them at gunpoint. Merle lays down his weapon and tells him that he isn't upset about being left behind and that he himself has found a safe place, even though he still has a gun behind him, in which he pulls out when they've let their guard down. Maggie is then abducted. And she tells Glenn, I don't know why
Why are you cracking up? This is some real shit, man.
I know, because I just had this random thought that I'm going to talk about here in a minute.
All right, keep going.
Maggie's then abducted, and she tells Glenn to go back to the prison. Merle has other plans and tells him to follow him back to Woodbury. What neither Glenn, Maggie, or Merle knew, though, was that Michonne was in the area, and he'd watched their confrontation play out whilst behind a car out of their line of sight. Whilst intercourse? I'm telling you, Jesse B is a time traveler from the 18th century, Age of Sail. Let's see. Then the governor and Andrew get a knock on the door to interrupt their alone time. Andrew jokes that maybe she should hide under the bed so that the governor's men don't see her there. But alas, her time has come to an end because it's Merle knocking with the news of 2 captives who Andrea knows. Bom, bom, bom.
Yep.
You know, do you think she noticed during all that sex that maybe there was a zombie shambling in the door?
Yeah, the smelly zombie daughter.
Although maybe, I don't know, that hood seems to really pacify her. So maybe
Yeah,
just
but
keeps
she's
her
going to
hooded up
stink,
like a
right?
parrot.
Well, you're saying they don't notice her.
And they got the door
'Cause
closed.
the
Well, and they got the
zombies-
door closed.
Well,
Maybe
the
they
zombie
got,
stink is always around.
Yeah. What is that? Some food went bad. We don't got a good refrigeration here. Hey, baby.
But you have ice.
So,
All
what
right.
do you think? Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, that could be an interesting episode.
It sounds a little bit like a mess to me, but I don't know.
Really? All right.
Yeah,
well, let's see. Exactly how it
this
plays
show's
out.
on a roll, man. The last 2
Yeah.
3 episodes have been dynamite, so it's about time for them to have it down. Maybe and down, not necessarily bad, but like less eventful.
We've only got 3 episodes left in this half
and
season.
They have
so
spoiled us because they have been kicking ass and
Yeah.
taking names.
Can they keep it up for 3 more episodes? I think if they do, they're going to be through where the comics already are.
So
I mean,
well, that's a
they're
good point.
burning through them.
So I read up to issue 100. I made it to something like 50 the last time when I stopped before the show had even come out.
yeah.
So I reread all that I caught up with, and then I kept going. And I'm really excited about where they can go from here. It's interesting, though, because they're taking like the post-prison Rick plotline, because Rick loses his Lori
Yeah,
gets killed at the end of the prison sequence.
I was going to ask you about this phone call because this
And then
is significant.
Rick kind of loses his mind, but not like the way he does here. And then he starts getting these phone calls from his wife, and
Yeah.
he takes his phone around with him and talks to her. And it's, this is his way of kind of like,
Does he do that in front of the group?
no, he does it in private. And in fact, everyone that
Okay.
everyone,
So it's like the governor's wall of zombies.
yeah, a little bit, except for it's not as creepy. It's more just kind of touching.
Yeah.
But what's interesting, a way they play this is they set up to where Rick runs into bad crew after bad crew after bad crew, and then right around issue 90, he runs into another group like his that are basically good folks, and of course he like captures and tortures.
Wow.
Like what are you? And it's like you almost think. That is Rick really the person that can lead them to the next level in rebuilding civilization? Or is he more like a wartime leader?
And you got to wonder, I mean, is he becoming the thing that he's
Yeah.
hated all along?
Right.
The thing that he's fought to preserve his group against?
Right. Just because he's not keeping captive biters and that
Yeah.
stuff doesn't mean that he could be any less of a dick.
Yeah.
To people that he has no reason to be. But, this world has taught him that shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of interesting how they invert that. And then they kind
And
of
they
invert
came
it
up on it
again.
so quickly.
Yeah, so it's like if this phone plot's like from issue 50,
Yeah.
and if they finish the prison plot line, they'll have burned through the first 40 issues. Now they still have a significant head start, and there's a lot to tell, and they pump out 12 issues a year anyway. So, but yeah, they've really, after kind of dicking around in season 2, they have, and so the first season took the first 10 issues roughly.
Yeah.
Issue 11 was Herschel's Farm or thereabouts. One fucking issue.
Yeah.
then they've gone through like at least 20 issues in these first 4 or 5 episodes. So, and kind of blending and kind of remixing, which is kind of cool. So I'm excited to see where they go with this.
Yeah, me too.
So
That's it, right?
yeah,
Okay,
I
great.
think so.
Well, I don't have anything else, so I'll see you next week.
How are we doing on time?
You got an hour and a half, hour 31.
So I'm going to go see Twilight, the last thing.
Oh, fuck
A midnight
you.
showing on Thursday. So here's my deal. My sister has watched she's a Twitard, and she watches everyone on opening night. Her husband goes with her. Well, her husband is deer hunting this season or something, and he's away with on a hunting trip. So she asked me if I would go with her, and I'm like, on one condition: you're my designated driver, and I'm going to get rip-roaringly drunk before I see the movie.
Uh-huh.
So she's worried that I'm going to get us thrown out of the theater because I'm going to be horse laughing at this movie,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be exposed. So
Oh, yeah, you will not. You will
I
obviously
said
not
just
be
throw
a true
just throw a
Twilight
Team
fan.
Jacob T-shirt in. I'll blend right in. No one will ever be the wiser.
Yeah. Who's that mad guy cackling in the back of the
What do you think
theater?
I'm in for, Jim? Because I've watched these movies in the.
I think you're in for a long, boring movie.
I've watched these movies with the comfort of riff tracks.
Yes, me
which is
too.
the Mystery Science 3000 guys,
and they're good ones. They're hilarious.
Yeah, if you have never seen Twilight, you really ought to download the Twilight riff tracks and fire that sucker up, and it's a good time. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm wondering how funny I'll find the movie without that, because there's just absurd shit that happens. I think I would have laughed out loud through the last movie without riff
Yeah.
tracks.
Yeah.
And it being loopy, it's going to be late at night. I'm going to have a lot of juice in my veins.
Good luck, man.
You have no morbid curiosity about what this looks like, how this is going to go down.
I've seen all of them with riff tracks, and they were enjoyable, but only because of riff tracks. I don't want to waste 2 hours of my time watching something. I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable making fun of it in front of that many of its fans.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I couldn't belly laugh every 5 minutes.
Oh, that's going to be hilarious. There's going to be one 35-year-old guy horse laughing till he can't breathe.
In a
at some
room
these
full of
sequences.
14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Actually, like 22-year-old girls now. They're all grown up.
Well, not only that, but there's a disturbing amount of grown-ass women, my
that's
sister
true.
included,
Yeah.
that are into this stuff.
Yeah, very
So-
true. All right, well, just don't
It's
get
fu-
mobbed.
Were you there the last time? Because I had my sister over when I first watched the riff tracks version of 4.1.
I think I was.
And like every 5 minutes, I would pause
And ask
I'd be
her, okay,
like,
explain
what
this.
the fuck is going on? I just
Justify
watched
it.
wolves growl at each other for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What possible reason could this, And she's like, I was putting her on trial, kind of like
Yeah.
what I do with Glenn Mazzara.
Now, if you could pause the movie in the theater and
And
ask,
get up in the front and say,
Yeah.
you people, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I would love that. I think we'd all learn something about each other.
All right.
You can
Anyway.
you can cut all this if you don't want. But I thought that was what was getting me laughing. I was starting to giggle thinking about me at 1 o'clock in the morning, horse laughing at these people. So,
All right. Well, hopefully someone horse laughed at that.
all right,
And if not, maybe they'll horse laugh next week.
yeah,
We'll see.
maybe the horse laugh will be on us, and the spoilers are all wrong.
Could be. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.